Are we supposed to still be shocked at the antics of Muhoozi Kainerugaba? Are you still shocked? Are you shocked that Muhoozi Kainerugaba behaves with such entitlement, with impunity, to treat Uganda as his family business? Are we supposed to still be shocked? The latest that is coming out is supposed to shock everyone, based on the fact that this man holds a top office, the top office in our Ugandan military, the UPDF. He is the chief commander of the armed forces, the CDF. But unfortunately, when it comes to Muhoozi, well, we have come to the point whereby we are not supposed to be shocked, and that in itself is terrifying. That in itself should signal to us that we are headed into very, very difficult times. I don't think even Idi Amin had such audacity in the way he communicated. I guess he did, probably towards the British, by calling himself the conqueror of the British Empire. So the latest is Eddie Mutwe, the head of Bobi Wine's security, was recently abducted, and police deny that they have any information about the whereabouts of Eddie Mutwe. He is the head of Bobi Wine's security. For those of you who do not know Bobi Wine, well, you must have been living under a rock. Yeah. Kyagulanyi Ssentamu, aka Bobi Wine, musician come politician, the person who is single-handedly giving sleepless nights to Museveni, Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, the tyrant of Uganda, the dictator, and his son, tweeted out and shared that Comrade Eddie Mutwe has been violently abducted from Kiwango in Mukono district by armed forces, men in SFC uniform traveling in a Toyota van, drone, aka drone. Well, if it is your first time to stop by this channel, this is the Uganda Awakening. On this channel, what I try my best in doing is to highlight the awakening of Ugandans. We have never experienced such an awakening in our politics, where so many young people at all levels are interested in the daily affairs of their country. And it is all thanks to the People Power Movement, which was spearheaded by Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu, Bobi Wine, musician turned politician, the man who has seen or has experienced unimmeasurable challenges to the point that his life was at stake. It is still at stake because, of course, when you wake up as the junta that you are, Yoweri Kaguta Museveni and your son, and you decide to whisk away his head of security, it is really in efforts of isolating him, making him an easy target, because right now you're taking away individuals, his trusted team, just so you can isolate him. So Muhoozi, on seeing this, he quote tweeted Bobi Wine's tweet by saying that he is in my basement learning Runyankore. Yeah, learning Runyankore. You are next. That is how he concluded his tweet. I have your bodyguard, and he is currently in my basement learning Runyankore, as if that is supposed to be funny. I won't get into the tribal sentiments of how he concluded this tweet, but it is as clear as day of what he is trying to do right there and then. Ugandans then braced themselves for a barrage of tweets. I can read a few of what he has said. The beards were the first thing the boys removed after he finished crying and urinating. If you see Eddie's head now, he looks like an egg, totally clean. Eddie started crying as soon as the boys grabbed him. His Runyankore is improving these days. Kabobi, is our boxing match still on? Ever since Bobi Wine accepted his challenge to a boxing match, it had gone quiet. Right now he's trying to wake up that exchange of words by suggesting that he is still available for a boxing match. But I can't release Eddie now. It will be unfair to me and him. He is learning Runyankore and we are both training for Kabobi. Eddie is looking very smart these days. He salutes Museveni's picture or Musei's picture every day before breakfast. I captured NUP's military commander like a grasshopper in Senene. If they keep on provoking us, we shall discipline them more. Now, tell me of anybody out there in the position of commander of the armed forces, in the position of advisor to the president, in the position of the first son, that has such arrogance, entitlement, with impunity. Tell me of any person that can match up with the audacity that Muhoozi Kainerugaba possesses. Tell me of anybody else. Because this in itself is so sad. And I feel like those of you individuals, I have to address you, who are out there constantly victim blaming members of the National Unity Platform for being abducted, for being arraigned before military court, for even being assassinated, simply because they are wearing red berets and overalls. Colors of the National Unity Platform, colors of the People Power Movement. Colors that in no way are a monopoly of the military, but it has been rewired into your brains that these individuals are breaking the law for simply supporting Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu. Uganda, as a democracy, should offer so many opportunities to everyone that is qualified, to everyone that has a vision to either become a musician, to either become a businessman, to either become a non-profit founder, to even become a politician. And there is nowhere is it stated that it is only for a select few, because you're so offended by the background of Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu, a man who should inspire everyone at every level for having beaten all the odds to be sitting in the position that he is in. It offends you to the point that you are blinded to the impunity that Ugandans face for choosing different from Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, for choosing different from the NRM, a party that is not supposed to be desperately holding on to power. Its CV should be speaking for itself. If it was doing so well, the NRM would not even be bribing people because the results will be there. There are lessons to learn. If the NRM fulfilled its fundamental promises, we should not even be having this argument. People will automatically still align with the NRM. But this is evidently a house that is built on lies. And nothing ever lasts. Nothing exists forever for as long as it is built on lies. The fundamental change that was promised was never a fundamental change. This so-called revolution of Yoweri Kaguta Museveni and his band of criminals was built on lies, and it is telling, everything is showing. No wonder it is desperate to stay in power, to the point that you are torturing people, and then you have the audacity to go out and call us or describe us, as address us as your grandchildren. Who is your grandchild? We are not your Vazukulu, Mr. Museveni. And your errant son one day will pay for this. Like I said, everything that is built on lies crumbles. And it is showing. The cracks are revealing themselves. These intimidation tactics that you are showing, to the point that you're sharing pictures of a man that had no gun. You have cut off his beards. You are jealous of Eddie Mutwe's beards. You have cut them off. You have beaten him up. Because elections are around the corner, now it is just about time that you should start intimidating Ugandans. So you, all you victim blamers, this video is for you. Ugandans are waking up, and either you are choosing that you've woken up, but you see an opportunity, you've identified an opportunity to cozy up to the impunity because you can earn big by continuously dressing up the emperor who is naked. There is no materials left to continue dressing up this dictator. Everything is showing. Everything is before our own eyes. We can see it. We can tell it apart, every sort of impunity that Museveni has resorted to for the last 40 years. Ugandans are angry. So some Ugandans are really angry and they're sharing their opinions, hanging their comrades, they're encouraging one another, hanging their comrades. We shall indeed one day wear the victor's crown. Those idiots, we shall bring them to book. Free Eddie Mutwe. And some Banyankore are very, very angry as well. They have started a hashtag, it doesn't represent my identity. They are disassociating themselves with the tweet that characterized Banyankore in such an act, an evil act, in which, of course, Muhoozi stated that while he is torturing Eddie Mutwe, he is also forcing him to learn Runyankore. Torture won't erase the truth. Abduction won't kill courage. Uganda remembers. We have a lot more evidence of Museveni's evil doings than Obote and Amin combined. And that should tell you a lot. That should tell you a lot. May we find a resolution that is going to mean that we have a peaceful transition of power, despite the fact that it looks almost very unlikely on a daily basis. But where there is a will, there is a way. I sign out. This is the Ugandan Awakening. And my name is Omofirika, and cheers, guys. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Let me know what you think about this video. Until we meet again, cheers, bye.